In a world obsessed with modern war films like Nolan's Oppenheimer, it's easy to overlook the classics. But these 1940s war movies still managed to stand their ground. One of them was so ahead of its time that its raw depiction of war still feels more relevant than ever, without the billion-dollar budgets. Strict is one way to describe Gregory Peck's character, General Savage, in 12 O'Clock High. This guy steps in to take over a beaten-down B-17 bomber unit, and instead of a pep talk, he whips them into shape like their lives depend on it. Because they do. What's wild is that this tough love actually works, and soon, these guys would follow Savage to hell and back. Peck's performance is pure power, and it earned him an Oscar nomination. If you want a war film that's about grit and leadership, this one's got you covered. If you've ever wondered what Humphrey Bogart would look like commanding a tank in the middle of a scorching desert, Sahara is your answer. Set during World War II in the Libyan desert, this film isn't just a war drama, it's survival at its grittiest. Bogart plays Master Sergeant Joe Gunn, leading his crew as they fight off the Germans while trying to hold on to a well that could save their lives. The heat, the tension, the dwindling resources, this movie is a masterclass in blending action with suspense. Plus, it scored 3 Oscar nominations, which is pretty solid for a film that makes you sweat just watching it. A Walk in the Sun isn't your typical war movie packed with non-stop action. It's slower, more introspective, following a platoon of GIs trekking through the Italian countryside. Their mission is to take down a bridge and secure a farmhouse, but it's the eerie silence and creeping tension that steal the show here. It's a film that doesn't rush into battle scenes, but rather pulls you into the soldiers' anxiety and fear as they march toward the unknown. Realistic, raw, and nerve-wracking. This one doesn't get the credit it deserves. 30 Seconds Over Tokyo is a war drama that feels even heavier now after what we know about Hiroshima. The movie follows James H. Doolittle, played by Spencer Tracy, and his squad of Air Force pilots on a bombing mission in Japan. After the bombings, many pilots barely make it back home, some running out of fuel and crashing. One of those men is Captain Ted Lawson, who crashes off the coast of China and fights to survive. The first half is a slow build, but once the action starts, it hits hard. And those air combat scenes are still jaw-dropping today. If you're into the kind of war films that hit you in the gut, They Were Expendable is a must-watch. Starring John Wayne, it tells the story of a squadron of PT boats and their mission to take down Japanese forces. But it's not just about the action. The film explores a darker theme, the idea that soldiers are expendable in war. Wayne's Lieutenant Ryan knows the odds, and yet he keeps fighting, knowing full well that not everyone makes it out alive. It's a sobering look at the cost of war and the sacrifices that come with it. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall are pure magic into have and have not. Their chemistry is off the charts, and it's no wonder this film sparked their real-life romance. Set during World War II, Bogart plays Harry Morgan, a fisherman-turned-smuggler who gets roped into helping the French resistance. Bacall plays the sultry lounge singer who steals his heart along the way. This film has it all: romance, war, suspense, and watching Bogart and Bacall together is worth the price of admission alone. Rome. Open City isn't just another war film. This is Italian neorealism at its finest. Set during Nazi occupation, the movie follows a resistance leader trying to escape the city, with a priest stepping up to help him hide. The tension? You can cut it with a knife. Directed by Roberto Rossellini, this 1945 film kicked off a whole new era of filmmaking and even snagged the Palme d'Or at Cannes. If you're into war dramas that feel raw and real, this one will hit hard. Gary Cooper took home the Oscar for his role in Sergeant York, and once you see it, you'll know why. The film follows Alvin C. York, a pacifist-turned-war hero who struggles with his religious beliefs as he's thrust into battle. It's not your typical war movie. It's full of deep moral questions about faith and duty, and Cooper nails it. From humble farmer to battlefield legend, York's story is about a man torn between his conscience and his country. You've heard of The Great Dictator, right? Charlie Chaplin took aim at Hitler and fascism in one of the boldest comedies ever made. Chaplin played both the ruthless dictator and a Jewish barber. And it's as biting as it is hilarious. This was Chaplin's first real foray into talkies, and he made it count, delivering a scathing satire that's still as relevant as ever. Nominated for 5 Oscars, this film isn't just a comedy. It's a cultural touchstone that influenced everyone from Mel Brooks to Stanley Kubrick. Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman? Say no more. Casablanca is the ultimate love story set against the backdrop of war, and it's packed with unforgettable lines and unforgettable moments. Rick's Cafe might be neutral territory, but when his former love Ilsa walks in with her husband Victor, things get messy. Rick has to decide, help them escape or follow his heart. This movie doesn't follow the usual Hollywood formula where the guy gets the girl, and that's what makes it iconic. Plus, let's face it, this is one you'll want to rewatch again and again. Alfred Hitchcock knew how to mix suspense with romance, and Notorious is one of his best. Cary Grant and Ingrid Bergman star as 2 spies who fall for each other in the middle of an espionage operation. This film is pure Hitchcock. Visually stunning, tense, and full of twists. The staircase scene alone is a masterclass in building suspense, and that love triangle is just the cherry on top. If you want a spy thriller with heart, Notorious is where it's at.